What are you looking at?
WTF! WTF!
Hello, I'm Ross from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's WWE SmackDown Live. And I have come to realization, everybody, a realization that I am the human embodiment of WWE Raw. So here I am over here, and in real life, back at home, there is a man who lives near me who is shorter, but just better than me at every single thing in the world. I am Raw. That shorter man who is better at everything is SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live's on a roll. Good for them. What are you doing, man? Calling SmackDown Live the land of opportunity is so 2016, pagey-wagey. Get up to the times, will you, pal? Here in 2018, of course, SmackDown Live is the land of opportunity, but for one man and one man alone. Now, I don't care if I sound like a broken record at this point in time, because you need to know that Shane McMahon promised his superstars that the new SmackDown Live back in 2016 would be all about them before he inserted himself in every single big feud for about a year and a piss and a half. And oh, I forget, he's the best in the world as well, isn't he?
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
Or is he right? Now, as some of you will have seen on yesterday's WTF Moments video for WWE Raw, Michael Cole claimed that in losing to Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre was pinned or submitted for the first time since he made his return to WWE, despite the fact that NXT TakeOver War Games 2017, Andrade Cien Almas pinned that Scotsman's arse and took away the NXT Championship, and Drew was all left like, oh no, I've lost my title belt, my kilt's going to fall down. So how the hell can we live in a world where Michael Cole claims that Drew McIntyre's NXT run didn't exist, but also live in a world where Byron Saxton claims that Asuka's undefeated streak lasted for 2.5 years? I mean, I think you're right, Byron, but this inconsistency, it gives me sleepless nights. Oh, Tommy, there you go again, doing what you do best, face fornicating the poo, out of a line, on commentary, on a WWE show by claiming that what Charlotte Flair did to Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series 2018 is what cost Charlotte Flair 100,000 G's. Of course, it wasn't what Charlotte did to Ronda that cost her bare bank, it's what she did to 5 officials, you silly goose. I don't know why you said it, Tom. I still can't believe they're worth 20 grand a pop either. I've stuck up for you once before in this video already, Byron Saxton, but then you had to go and talk again, didn't you, pal? And even though you're a commentator for the biggest wrestling promotion in the world, Byron Saxton, I think you'd be better served taking a page out of Ronan Keaton's ginger boot, because Byron Saxton, you say it best when you say nothing at all. Anyway, Byron claims that Charlotte Flair has recently rediscovered who she is, and that's complete and utter bollocks, isn't it? We all know what's really gone on, don't we, pals? The WWE creative team had written several segments for Becky Lynch coming out with Survivor Series 2018. Nia Jax's botch happened. The creative team's arses, they all fell out of their trousers at one time. And that same creative team, with the anuses dropped out of their trouser leg, simply crossed off Becky Lynch's name from a SmackDown Live script and replaced it with Charlotte Flair. A trophy wife, a young, attractive wife regarded as a status symbol for an older man. Now, I know that Becky Lynch is the man, person with that sign, but she's not an old man, is she? She's in her prime and bloody lovely as well, isn't she? Charlotte, what are you doing? I pulled me bloody calf there. Now, I don't want to be that guy, Charlotte Flair, but you claim that at Survivor Series 2018, it took just one kendo stick for you to hand Ronda Rousey's arse back to her. But I watched the footage back, you see, and it took 2, because details like this, they really do matter. Sad. You snapped one over her back on the outside and used a fresh one when you're on the inside of the ring. One was for the awful Twitter game, and the other for liking her own bastard tweets. Unforgivable, Ronda. And next we have Charlotte Flair claiming that she was the one to ruin the mystique around Asuka, and Charlotte, I don't think you were. Now, as a man who predicted that Charlotte Flair would defeat Asuka and end the streak at WrestleMania 34, I thought Asuka could eat that defeat and then carry on as she was before. But those boffins in the creative team, they thought otherwise, didn't they? Charlotte Flair didn't ruin Asuka's mystique with that defeat at WrestleMania 34. Asuka being booked into situations like this, where she was confused by a very small man in fancy dress did. Well done, creative team, you bunch of knobheads. A contract signing that didn't end in a big brawl? Run. The end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. I think Flair thought that was oh God, that's a tongue twister. I think Flair thought. Oh my. Tom Phillips thought Charlotte Flair thought that was Mandy Rose. I really hated this spot and that line in commentary, Tom. Now, I guess that Charlotte Flair was groggy and probably acted out of instinct at this moment in time, but surely acting groggy and out of instinct goes out of the window at this time when you're hitting a move as precise as a big boot to the face. A straight back elbow, one of those Deontay Wilder things with hair in the face, then I get it, but with a big boot. And I know this because I've hit many in my town down Newcastle Big Market. You actually have to look where you're putting the foot. And to be quite honest with you, I refuse to believe that Charlotte Flair is Darius. You know, colourblind, Mandy Rose, yellow as jaundice, Asuka, looks like an acid trip, presumably. Hide John Cena. Why call 911 when you can call 619 #booyaka? I'll tell you why, you tit. It's because Ronald Mysterious, he's not a policeman, he's not a firefighter, and he's not a bleeding ambulance. Imagine a loved one having a heart attack and Rey Mysterio, mask and all, is the one who arrives to save her. Imagine if the people there with the loved one having the heart attack at the time didn't know the crap with lucha wrestling and the history behind the masks. They think the world's #1 gimp turned up for a good time at the worst possible moment. 2 Cultaholic signs at last night's WWE SmackDown Live. Thank you very much to Killian Powers and a man called Chaos. Do what they're doing next time you go to a show, will you please? Toys R Us? Didn't that shop go extinct like the noble giraffe that represented it? So then, presumably, if you live near a deceased Toys R Us store, you can just rock up there and there'll be a pile of WWE Network gift cards for you to take for free. And let me know if you do this, because there's one near the Metro Centre not too far from here. I'd like to do it myself. Comments below.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
Momentum advantage, as you put it, Byron Saxton, is a myth. The only place momentum exists, everybody, is cycling. And believe me, I've just started cycling to work. Honest to God, I really have. Let me tell you, when you're going down a path and there's some arsehole taking up the entire pavement, the way you've got to slow down and speed yourself back up again is way harder than just carrying on at the same pace all the way through. So there we have it, everybody. Whatever Boffin puts all the emphasis on momentum is a cyclist. It all makes sense now, doesn't it? Kayla Braxton. Red? You cannot wear red on SmackDown Live. They're blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-da. You want to watch yourself, Kayla Braxton, because with conduct like that, Shane McMahon is going to get very sweaty. And if Shane McMahon gets very sweaty around you, that leather jacket is going to get very wet. And nobody wants a wet leather jacket now, do they? I cannot believe I'm doing this, everybody. But when my Bane Spirit animal Rusev was talking about the United States Championship being all about pride and honour and fighting and tacos and traps and muscles and mountains and a myriad of things that Shinsuke Nakamura is not, was anybody else thinking about Rusev's United States Championship reigns back in the day? Because I was. Short memories we've got in WWE, don't we? Aye, that is true. But didn't Becky Lynch stunt her own growth in terms of the grasp by taking 7 years off? That's a big part of the narrative you're missing off there. Smoky, don't smoke, people. I mean, she wouldn't have been locking into Summers when she was waiting on the aeroplanes, would she? She would have, wouldn't she? That's why she's the man. Let's move on. Gee whiz, I wonder how long it took to come up with that Titantron. Now, I know that these Titantrons just say the superstars' names are a catchphrase these days, but that's the I'm Matt Damon of Titantrons. It's awful. Change it. Well, judging by Daniel Bryan's new custom side plates on his WWE Championship, Vacant is the new WWE Champion. Congratulations, Vacant. The new Daniel Bryan is fantastic. I'm smarter than you stupid meat-eating electricity wasters. That shtick really works. Almost. Big D Bright had a go at us for our needless consumption, and I don't know about you, but when I walk into a room, I don't need a giant wall of video screens, thousands of light bulbs in the arena, and a whopping great stereo system polluting the air to play me in there. This is the same issue that I had with Juice Robinson's CJ Parker shtick all the way back in his NXT days. He would say the same thing, but he would always come out with a WWE entrance with all the bells and whistles attached. Practice what you preach, please. Also, nobody ever tell Daniel Bryan what that WWE Championship strap is made out of, because he won't like it. Or maybe you should, because then he might come up with a championship belt made of plants, and that would be amazing. Tell him. And now it's time for this.
Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
Hello and welcome to Wankety Wank. You know how it works by now. Thank you very much to Jefferson, because poulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? The new Daniel Bryan, absolutely fantastic, but the reason we have to hate the new Daniel Bryan, a little bit iffy. We're supposed to hate the new Daniel Bryan because he wants to save the planet and he's telling us fans what we need to do to help him. It's not a good reason, that is it? And I don't know about you, but I reckon this one's got H and Vince McMahon written all over it, doesn't it? Damn it! These hippies with their vegetables telling me what to do! I will tell them what to do! Of course, we all know Vince McMahon, don't we? He's a man who likes to punch a cow to death, cover it in petrol, and eat it with a mechanical fork powered by some really rare fossil fuels. He doesn't give a piss about the world, does he? But that Daniel Bryan doesn't make sense, does it? And next up we have Samoa Joe claiming we all have a choice to make in life. We can drink responsibly or have 14 pints and wake up in jail. Well, let me tell you, Samoa Joe, my record on a day session is 18 pints, and I woke up in my own bed with a bacon sandwich. So there. So as we all know, we're in a time in WWE where they keep giving us things we just don't want, but that there we really do want it. A zigga zigga, a zigga zigga. That kind of piss and wait. And because WWE are serving up some gold again, and yes, Sheamus, that's you as well, you are going to get jiggy on these posers. I guess you need to grab all the animals you can and head for the border. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. Raw, I know you're watching this video, Raw. You see what SmackDown Live are doing? Please copy them, because at the minute, SmackDown Live is wiping their asses with your show. And judging by the state of your show every single week, you're enjoying this arse wiping thing. Do you enjoy the taste of poo, do you, Raw? Do you enjoy it? Daniel Bryan wants little birdie Danielson to grow up and kick as many men in the cock as she can. And that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. She's going to be a dominatrix. And we finish this off with a bit of a pondering WTF moment. Does anybody else think that Daniel Bryan shouting fickle, fickle, fickle is the noise JBL makes when he wants to get Howard Finkel's attention? Fickle, fickle, fickle. He would say, what a prick he is, eh? But for old time's sake, it's John O'Clock, everybody. Merry Christmas. Goodbye. And that's it for the WTF moments from this week's SmackDown Live. Another tickety-boo show, SmackDown Live. Keep it up, will you, please? It's a pleasure to watch you. Follow me on Twitter at Ross on Wrestling. Place to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. But most importantly of all, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow us everywhere we have the thing.